A couple things that I like to look for in a interview is one of the big make or break things. I think, and it's a real simple thing, as a matter of fact, is how you present yourself. If you're coming in and you're kind of slumped over, and you're not professionally pressed, or as gentlemen maybe wearing a tie and ladies wearing a suit, something that would be accepted in the business world. I think it also can be a negative impact too, because you can also put on a cover as well with that. But I definitely can tell you, for me personally, that's one of the first impressions, a big deal. That's the first thing that I'll look at. I personally ran into that issue, as a matter of fact, with a technician. I had a technician actually come in a shirt and tie, and it was a done deal. I got to talk to him a little bit more. I got to see his work ethic, but the shirt and tie appearance really kind of tipped me off to, listen, this guy's motivated to throw on a shirt and tie, press his shirt. I'm sure he's probably going to have a little more motivation to work as well. What do I like to see, or how to make a person stand out? What I look for in an interview, response wise. I also like to see, and I like to hire off of what a lot of folks will term as, and I've used it as well, attitude as opposed to aptitude. I like to see a positive attitude. I like to see folks that are enthusiastic, ready to jump in. Meek and feeble just doesn't work well with me, and that's my personality to begin with. And so, if I challenge you and ask you a question, I don't want you to feel like I don't want to feel like you're crawling underneath a rock. I want an attitude of learning. I want an attitude of drive. I want an attitude of determination. I can teach you anything. I can teach you how to use an autorefractor. I can teach you how to use the EMR, because everybody uses a computer. Attitude is a huge thing, and people can be taught. Are they first of all motivated to be taught? I guess the top questions that I ask when it comes to doctors is, I like to ask, aside from all the professional questions of your experience and whatnot, I like to ask, what are your plans in the next 3 years? That's been changed a lot, because with generations we've always been asking, or typically been asking, what are your plans in the next 5 years? Well, we know that this particular generation that's coming to the table these days look a little more short-sighted at life, and their loyalty to their employers isn't exactly there. And so I like to know what they look for in 3 years. There's certain no questions you can't ask when it comes to things like, oh, I'm planning on getting married, and I'm planning on having babies, me and my wife are planning to have babies, or I'm planning to have a baby. You can't ask those types of things necessarily, but you can dance around them by asking those types of questions, like, what do you plan on doing in 3 years? Well, I plan on, part-time, and I have a long-term plan of having a baby or expanding my family, and that kind of tip you off to whether or not this is something that you want to invest in. Aside from that, that's really all I have. Do you have any other questions for me?
Nope.